Hello everyone. In this video I will show you how to install Windows Subsystem for Android or WSA on a Windows 11 PC and use that to run the ASIAIR app on a Windows 11 PC. What is WSA? Well, it is virtualization software that allows you to run Android apps on your PC, similar to how BlueStacks works, but unlike BlueStacks, allows Android apps, in this case the ASIAIR app, to essentially run natively on your PC. Because of this, the first step is to make sure you have enabled virtualization in the BIOS of your PC. How you do this will be different for your PC depending on both your motherboard and whether you are running an AMD or Intel CPU. The first part though, which is the same regardless, is to boot into the BIOS. At this point, if you're watching this video on your computer, you'll want to bring it up on another device. Make sure to close any open apps or windows before you're proceeding on your computer. And then you restart into the BIOS. You can do this one of two ways. The first is to just restart your computer, then tap the appropriate key for your system, which could be the Del key, F2 or F12 or something similar, as it starts up to enter the BIOS. You'll need to check which one you use for this. The second option is from Windows itself. So you can click on the Start menu, or you press the Windows key on your keyboard, and then you can just start typing Advanced Start, and you'll see an option that says Change Advanced Startup Options. Just select that, and then you'll see down there an option that says Advanced Startup. You can just click on Restart Now and then click on Restart Now again, and that will then boot your computer, and you'll eventually see a screen that looks like this. Here, click the option to troubleshoot and then advanced options, and then choose UEFI firmware settings. Then click on restart. Once you do this, your computer will now boot straight into the BIOS. For me, since I am running an AMD system on a desktop computer with a gigabyte motherboard, my BIOS screen looks like this. At this point, you will need to look for the option to enable virtualization. Since I have an AMD system and with my gigabyte motherboard, you can currently see it's on easy mode. I need to first switch it to advanced mode by clicking on the advanced mode option. I would then go to advanced CPU settings and look for SVM, which stands for Secure Virtual Machine, and I want to see that bit where it says SVM mode or SVM enable, and I'm going to enable it or set it to auto in my case. So there is the actual option with my motherboard to go enabled, disabled or auto, but I have left mine set to auto, and I would then go to save and exit to make sure my BIOS settings were saved. It exited, my computer would restart. If you are on an AMD system, this is what you're looking for, is that SVM mode or SVM enable. If you're an Intel system though, you are looking for something called VTX or VTD or VTC. So it's VT-X, VT-D or VT-C. Or it could be a combination of the two or all three even, depending on your motherboard. And you may also have to enable something called VMX as well, or something called Intel Virtualization Tech or Intel Virtualization Technology. So that's what you're looking for the Intel systems. Again, it would also be in the advanced screen of your BIOS and possibly in the advanced screen, as well as being under CPU settings as well. So you will have to check with your own motherboard manufacturer or your own laptop manufacturer to see how to get into the BIOS and where those settings are. Now you are back in Windows, we can move on to the second part. It is good to check that Windows has detected you have enabled virtualization in your BIOS. To do this, right click on a blank space in the taskbar and then select Task Manager. Then you want to select Performance, and under CPU at the bottom you should see a line that says Virtualization Enabled, just there. And close Task Manager. Now we need to enable the virtualization under Windows Features in order for WSA to work. So bring up the Start menu and start typing Windows Features. You can see it's already there, that we want to turn Windows Features on or off. And a window will come up that looks like this. You need to scroll down, all the way down until you see Virtual Machine Platform and Windows Hypervisor Platform. You want to tick those two so they're selected, and then click OK. Windows will then search for the required files, so you wait for this to complete. Can take a minute or so. And then it applies the changes and will ask you to restart, at which point you just click on Restart Now to do so. When Windows restarts, we can proceed to the third part. First, I'm going to create a temp folder in the drive where I'll be installing WSA. For me, that's the C drive, so I'll create the temp folder directly under the C drive. So here I've browsed to my C drive. I'm going to create a new folder called temp. Double click on it, and there you can see local disk temp. Now we need to download the Android SDK platform tools, which WSA also needs. So I need to browse to the Android SDK platform tools website. It's in the link in the description, and it looks like this. And I need to download the SDK platform tools for Windows. When you click on the link, Terms and Conditions window comes up. So scroll all the way down to the bottom and tick I have read and agreed with the above terms and conditions. And then that will let you select the Download Android SDK Platform Tools for Windows. Now, for me, it pops up with asking me where would I like to save it. For some people, it might automatically save. So you just browse to the folder where it automatically saves it, and then move it to our temp folder. If you get prompted, you can just go straight to the temp folder and save it there. But we want the zip file to be in that folder. Now I can simply browse to that folder, and I need to extract this file into my temp folder itself. So I right click it and just click Extract All. You'll then be prompted with this box that says files will be extracted into this folder. Well, we don't actually want it to be extracted to that folder. We just want to have it go straight to temp. So delete everything that was there, just make sure it says C:\temp or whatever drive your temp folder is in, and then click Extract. And now you'll see a folder called Platform Tools, and that's the folder we want, and we want it to stay there. We don't want to delete this folder, we want it to stay there. You can, however, delete the zip file, and that's the Android SDK platform tools now are on our machine, ready to be used. On to the fourth part. We need to download and install WSA. This is currently being maintained on GitHub. The link is in the description below, and it's to this website. So we browse to the WSA GitHub. You scroll down until you see Downloads, which is here, and you choose the Windows 11 x64 latest stable builds link. Which version you download is really up to your taste, but because I'll be sideloading the ASIAIR app to ensure we only install and keep installed the version we want, I'll be installing the version with no Amazon App Store and no Google Play Store services. So if you scroll down, you can see all the different versions are here. Again, that's my choice, and you can choose to install a different version. Just make sure you read up on that version, what it provides, and so on. So when you keep going down, you'll see the links to all those versions. So I'll be downloading the one with no Google Play services and no Amazon App Store. So just click on that. And I'm saving it into my Documents folder in a folder called Android. They do recommend you save it to the Documents folder and then extract it in this particular folder because you will want to keep it. So I'm going to choose to save it there. And once it's saved, as you can see there, I'm going to go to the folder, and now I need to extract the file. Now the file is of a type .7z, which can be opened by a program called 7-zip or WinRAR, or as I'm using here, a program called NanoZip. There might be others out there that can extract it as well. You can use whichever one you wish. So right click on the file, I go to NanoZip and I say extract here. You can see there the folder has now been extracted. Now you'll see in the installation instructions, which I'll also post in the link below, that they do recommend renaming that folder to just simply WSA. And so I'll do that now. And then I can delete that archive file. I don't need it anymore. Now all I have to do, I'll just close down Chrome. All you have to do is open the WSA folder and go to the run.bat file. So you just double click that file, say run. You can see here it starts running. You'll probably have to allow PowerShell, get a prompt to allow PowerShell, and it installs all the resources in there. Then it automatically starts up WSA. You click on continue on this optional box. You don't have to allow diagnostic data, just click continue and let it load. You'll be asked if you want to allow it to access the camera. You can choose say no or yes, up to you. I'll just say yes. Allow it to access your microphone, no or yes. I'm going to choose yes. You can obviously change this later, what permissions your thing has access to. Sometimes you might get a box again, which is what I got. You see I got 2 boxes. Just click continue again and it goes away. Now you select, make sure you select this window here, the PowerShell window. You know if it's selected because you see how that became highlighted. And I just press any key. I'm just going to click press spacebar, and that makes the box disappear. So that's installed WSA on my computer. I can check that by going to start, and I can just search for Windows Subsystem for Android, or scroll down in the W. There it is there. Start it up, and yep, it's turned on. It's going. and if you click on files, you can see it just pops up. So it's all running or been installed. And our next step, well, we'll be installing the ASIAIR app. Now on to the fifth part, which is installing the ASIAIR app. First, you need to download the APK file for the ASIAIR app. You can find the latest version on ZWO's website, which is just here at zwastro.com. And I can just scroll there. I can look under software. You go to the ASIAIR section under mobile apps, and you'll see here, what do they call, Google Driver download. Should really just be Google Drive download, but there it is. When you click on download, you can see that it's the version 3.0 of the ASIAIR software. It's the APK file for that. And you click on download, and you'll have another window where you have to click download anyway. Now, I will not be personally downloading that file. Instead, I want version 2.4.3 because that's the version I'm running on my ASIAIR Plus. If you don't have that, or if you're looking for older versions, you can come to this particular thread on ZWO forums. This will be in the link in the description below as well. And just go through, you can follow some steps. This is steps about downgrading, but there is a link there to Cloudy Nights forum post that has some APK files available. So I can click there and click the link in the first post. And just refresh that. That's better. And you can see here there are the APK files available up to 2.3. Go back to this one. You can see now if I scroll down in here, I can see links to some other versions, such as the 2.3.3 APK file, also 2.4.3, which is the version I'll be using, and there's also 2.5.2. So you can download whichever version matches the one that's running on your ASIAIR at the moment. So I'll be using 2.4.3, which I have downloaded, and I'm actually going to place this inside my temp folder under platform tools. This is a folder that we created earlier. So you want to place the APK file in that folder. That's where you want to put it. Once you've done that, now I just right click on a blank space in that folder and select Open in Terminal. At this point, we need to open up WSA, so I'll do that now. So we can go to WSA. Just want to check that it is actually running, so I click Files. Yep, this immediately comes up. If this doesn't come up straight away, you might see a little box that says Starting Windows Subsystem for Android, and then this will pop up. Now I actually need to go to Advanced Settings, and I need to enable Developer Mode. So I'm going to turn that on, and when I turn that on, I should see this line here, which gives me an IP address at the end. If you don't see the IP address, you need to go back into System and just click on this bit in Files again to make sure WSA actually launches properly. And if you go back to Advanced Settings, you should then see the IP address. Now, write this down somewhere or type it up. You will need it for the next step, where we'll have some commands we need to enter into PowerShell in a particular order, and they do need to be put in the order that is shown. So we'll go do that now. I'll just minimize this and this. So the first step is we use the ADB connect. Now all these commands are, as I said, going to be in the description below in the order in which they should be typed. So I'm just going to enter that. You can see there's actually a window that pops up. It didn't actually pop up in front, but I do need to allow this. You can click always allow if you want, but I'm just going to allow this one time. And then I'm going to run the command again. It tells me it's already connected, which is perfect. I need to then run the command adb devices. Yep, it tells me that the device has been properly attached. And now I need to install the APK file. So here I'm using adb install and the file name of the APK file, which matches this one. So whatever version yours would be, it'd look different, but this is the file name that I'm using. Then I press enter, and now it'll actually install the ASIAIR app. It will take a little while, so you have to be patient. It may look like nothing is happening. As you can see here, it's just saying performing streamed install. So just be patient. Wait, this is in real time. I haven't sped this up, so you can see how long it takes. So don't be worried at this point, just let it be. And eventually it will install. It just takes a moment. There you go. It says success. It's all been installed. Now, the first time, so the final part, we're going to launch the ASIAIR app. Now, the first time you launch the ASIAIR app, don't connect to the ASIAIR Wi-Fi or your ASIAIR unit just yet. We're going to launch it first. So I'm just I'll close this PowerShell window. I don't need it open anymore. Double checking that, yep, Windows Subsystem for Android is still running. And if I now click in the apps section here, you can see the ASIAIR app is there. I can choose to open it from here. I don't have to though. I can actually just launch it directly from here now. So there it is, there waiting for me to launch. And then I just select it. The ASIAIR app starts up. So here where it says requires your location to just those stargazing spots, you can choose to ignore it or allow it. I, in this case, will allow it while using the app. So now it will grab my location and will ask permission for my precise location. I'm going to say yes. And that location comes up. Now here's where we just go enter device. I need to click it again. And you can see here it says checking data integrity and it is decompressing data. Now this should only happen the first time you launch the ASIAIR app. Subsequent launches, that shouldn't happen anymore. You wait for that to launch. Connecting services won't work because my computer's not connected to the ASIAIR just yet. Now the way it looks here is not what we want. You can actually maximize it, and then you click this little refresh button in the top bottom right hand corner of the screen, and now it's full screened with the ASIAIR app. Now the next step obviously is we want to connect this to our ASIAIR unit and to finally keep working on it. So now you want to turn on your ASIAIR unit, wait for it to boot up and launch the Wi-Fi network. It can take a couple of minutes. Once it's up, you now want to connect your computer to the ASIAIR Wi-Fi network. So I'll do that now. I'll just go here, connect to my ASIAIR Wi-Fi network, which I've renamed, so yours will be named differently. When you click connect, it'll say secured, and you can see here the ASIAIR app has picked up the fact that I've connected to my ASIAIR. It may not go as quick for you initially, but eventually it will pick it up and will refresh and realize that it can connect and will connect. Here, depending on what you have connected, you could choose your mount, you could choose your main camera, which I don't have connected at the moment, or guide camera. You can do that here, or you can obviously do that later. I click enter. can take a little while, and it eventually launches. Now you can see here it's giving you the first time launch experience. So you got to just click on the got it. So no matter which screen you go to, because it'll be the first time you're using the app, you might have to click on those little got it's when switching between screens. But yeah, here you go. You now have the ASIAIR app up and running on your computer, which is a much easier way to use it once you've started up and just want to guide around. Good for star parties as well. You could even have it on a laptop and then connect it to a projector screen. So enjoy. Thank you.